Hi Chakras family, hope you're all doing great. And today is Sunday and I have been on this nostalgia trip all day long. Sundays are my working days and all I've been thinking about is one dish from my childhood. That's one of my favorites, and let's start making it my style. We are making Khaman Dhokla. Yes, that's one of the dishes that brings back lots of memories, and it's one of, for all the Indians out there, I'm sure they all are familiar with this dish, and it's one of the most famous dishes from western regions in India. For all my friends and subscribers from Israel or abroad or out of India who are unfamiliar with this is basically a savory cake, I would say, made out of chickpea flour. Super full of protein, super full of iron, and lots of great things, and it's gluten free. So before we start with anything, we have to put our steamer on medium flame to get ready for our dhoklas to steam, or these amazing savory cakes. For all you guys who have idli steamer, please go ahead and use that, or those special dhokla steamers. I'm using this because I want to show all those guys who are new to this recipe or this dish overall that it can be done in this kind of pot as well. So I'm just putting my hot plate in. I've put a cup of water, a cup and a half. Just check, according to your pot. Just make sure that the water does not get to your tray, which we are soon going to grease and put it inside the pot to heat. So just about a teaspoon or so of oil. And grease it nicely all over, because you want to demold your dhokla nicely without leaving any bits on the pan. So we need 200 grams of besan, that's chickpea flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1/4 teaspoon of Asafoetida, Hing, 1/4 cup of oil, salt to taste, and citric acid 1 teaspoon. For 200 grams of chickpea flour, that's 1 teaspoon of citric acid. In Hebrew, that's melach limon. We also need baking soda, but that's the later stage. I'll let you know how we go about it. So let's start mixing. So in a bowl, I'll start mixing my turmeric powder, Asafoetida, sugar, and 1 teaspoon of citric acid. Now my spoon is 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm going to add twice. And 200 ml of water. Now all we need to do is mix. Mix this nicely until the sugar and citric acid dissolves. So this is nicely mixed. Now we'll start making our batter. I'm going to add salt. Remember, I did not add any salt in the water. I'm adding directly onto the chickpea flour. Add to your taste. my suggestion is always taste your batter for salt. Okay, and we will add this mixture. And start mixing. Now mix this nicely. We do not want any lumps in our batter. And it's a 1:1 ratio. If you take 200 grams of chickpea flour, it's 200 ml of water. See how nicely it's mixed. Another tip here is do not add too much of turmeric powder, because we are going to add baking soda, and that might react and turn your dhokla into, you know, reddish color. Alright, it's nicely mixed. Now is the time that 1/4 cup of oil goes in. Adding oil into this batter is very important, because this will give you nice, you know, net kind of texture. And mix nicely. It's been 5 minutes that I've been beating my batter, and it's very important to do this step because you want your batter airy, and it's very important to incorporate air into this batter, otherwise this will just go flat. And everything is nicely mixed. There's just one more step left, but before that we need to check our steamer if it's hot enough, because once you add baking soda into this, you will have to start moving very fast. You cannot wait, you cannot let the batter wait into this bowl for a longer period of time post baking soda. So let's just check if it's hot enough. It's nice and hot. Yep, nice and done. So I'll take the same bowl and add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Again, this is the half teaspoon measurement, so that's half. That's another. And I'll add just 1 teaspoon of water. Mix this well and add it to our batter. And now begins the magic. Nice and airy. Okay. We pour this batter into this thing. Just start moving faster. Now, why are we doing this in so much hurry is because we do not want to lose all our air that we incorporated in this batter, and you know, we wanted to get on to the heat and just start doing its magic. I've moved my pot onto the bigger flame because we need to cook this on higher flame for 20 minutes, and post 20 minutes we will check. And you might be wondering why I'm holding my burner, because it just stopped working. The moment I let it go, it switches off. So that's what it is. been 20 minutes. We'll do our toothpick test, just like for any cake that you would do. See, it's coming out clean. So just switch off the flame and let it rest for like 2 minutes in its own steam. So this is completely cooled down now. It's a bit warm, and that's what we need. Okay, and as you can see, the sides have also come out nicely. This means the dhokla is cooked perfectly throughout. Now all we need to do is flip it over on a plate, cut its cubes, and then, did you see? I did not have to tap, I did not have to do anything. This came out clean. And if you see, I can show you how spongy and soft this is. Okay? So I started my video with, telling you guys why this makes me nostalgic. Is because this dish used to be one of our, Sunday rituals back in India when I was in my teens, and my sister Pri, she was a kiddo. Every Sunday we used to wake up with our parents early, and that was the day my mom allowed us to have tea. And I had this two-wheeler, and me and my sister, we used to hop on it, go to this shop, basically a snacks shop. In Gujarati it's called Besan Mart, and their Sunday mornings are like crazy. They make these kind of goodies, fresh, and they're just out of the steamers, and then there are many other things. So my parents used to give us list of getting few things for this special Sunday breakfast, and that was our special family time. Now last and final step is tempering. For that we need 2 teaspoons of mustard seeds, pinch of Asafoetida, that's Hing, 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds. If you do not like sesame seeds, you can avoid or use less. I love it. Curry leaves, if you are in India, by all means use fresh ones. I do not get time to go to Indian shops in Israel every now and then, so I buy in bulk and fry them and store them. And green chilies, I've taken 2. These are not spicy ones, but if it's spicy for you, just use less. Half a lemon juice, 200 ml of water, and a bit of salt. I've heated 1/4 cup of oil. Now if you do not have this kind of vessel for tempering, not an issue, just use any small pot or even a frying pan. Alright, I've added mustard seeds, curry leaves, green chilies, be careful, sesame seeds, and Asafoetida. Now let's just fry a bit. Make sure by no means do not burn, your tempering, because that will spoil the taste. That's how it looks. The sesame seeds will go a bit brown in a while. Actually golden, not brown. Brown is bad. Now once this you have fried for a few seconds, add the lemon juice, a bit of salt, and one thing that I forgot to mention is we will add half tablespoon of sugar into the tempering as well. 200 ml of water. Be careful while adding water. And now let it come to a boil, and then we'll start adding this tempering to our savory chickpea cake. Now we'll start adding our tempering to the dhoklas or to the savory cake. Always remember, the cake has to be lukewarm or even completely cold, and the tempering has to be hot. That's the key rule that you need to remember, and it will be perfect. You want to put your tempering from all the corners. Let this rest for another 10 minutes. Let this dhokla soak up all the tempering that we have put on it, and then it's ready to serve. I hope you guys like this recipe, and if you do, then do like, share and subscribe our channel, and hit the bell icon to get notified for every time that we post new recipes. And if you have any stories surrounding this dish or any dish, then do let us know in the comment section below. Bye.